Find the future value in interest earned on $300 compounded quarterly at a rate of 8% for 20 years. Okay, first thing to note here is this is not simple interest, right? This is compounded quarterly. So we want to use the compound interest formula. Okay, so once again, make sure you memorize this or have this handy, right? A is equal to P times 1 plus R over N, all of that to the NT power. Okay, so what do all these things represent? Well, A is called the future value, right? This includes the principal plus any interest that is earned, okay? So you're going to be careful with this, right? This is not just the interest, right? This is the interest plus the principal. Okay, so the P is, of course, the principal. That's how much is being invested. R is the interest rate, and T is the time. Okay, you should be familiar with these. But what does R represent? Okay, remember, compound interest is called compound interest because we're not just calculating the interest once, right? It's how many times, right? Oh, there should be an N here, right? How many times interest is calculated per year. Okay. So if it's monthly, then N would be 12. If it's daily or weekly, right? Quarterly, biannually. So that depends on the wording of the question, right? What does it say in this case? The interest is compounded quarterly. Okay? So that means N in this case is going to equal 4. So let's go ahead and plug everything in, right? So the future value will be that $300 times 1 plus the interest rate, which is 0.08. All of that over 4. And the exponent or the power should be n times t, or 4 times 20, which in this case is going to give us 80. Now, when you're doing this in your calculator, here's where I have to stop and warn you, right? Make sure you do these all step by step. You should actually do the first calculation should be this 0.08 divided by 4, okay? So we want to do that, 0.08 divided by 4. Right? In this case, this is 0.02, okay? Now, for the next step, you just want to add 1. Okay, now you don't want to clear it out and then re-enter the previous value here. Okay, you don't need to do that. Most calculators do not need to do that. Okay, so once again, do 0.08 divided by 4, enter. And from here, we can just add 1 to that. Okay. Now in this case, like I said, you don't need to do this, but I'll just write it down. We do get 1.02. Okay. And then that's to the 80th power, right? Now, once again, don't clear this out and then hit 1.02 again, right? A lot of the time, we're going to get these long unending decimal values, okay? So you don't have to clear it out each time. So we can just do the next operation. The next operation here would be do the 80th power, okay? So once again, we can just raise that to the 80th power, okay? And we're going to get some value. Once again, do not clear out this entry. Okay, just leave it in your calculator as it is. Now, you should get something like 4.8754, right? Keeps going on, right? Remember, don't round this. Okay, just leave it in your calculator. And then finally, we can multiply this by 300. Okay, and that'll give us $1,462. And now, I will round this. And it's going to be rounded to 63 cents. Okay. So the main point to remember here is, right, don't round it at each step. Leave the calculation in your calculator and just do the next calculation, okay? So we should get this final answer, $1,462.63. Notice that this is the future value, though, okay? So that means that the interest is going to be this amount, right, minus the principal. Okay, so the interest earned will be $1,162.63. So make sure you understand the difference, right, between what is calculated and how to find the interest.